Welcome back to the show. Many thanks for staying with us. Police in Yendi in the northern region have come to the rescue of contractors working on the Eastern Corridor Road following attacks on them by some irate NPP youth. They were led by some of the NPP executives to seize equipment belonging to the contractors. The youth alleged that the Eastern Corridor contractors are refusing to recruit members of the NPP. Hashmin Mohammed is there for us and has details. Hello, Hashmin.
Yeah, hello.
Hashmin, have you been engaging this youth who have gone on a rampage, seizing and attacking the contractors? What is their reason apart from recruitment?
Well, the contractors themselves have remained tight-lipped about the incident, but the local security that is providing security for the contractors witnessed the incident when the incident happened this morning, and they are saying that they were doing their normal work this morning when some irate youth, believed to be members of the New Patriotic Party, stormed the office, telling them that they will have to halt a recruitment exercise that was ongoing at the facility, simply because they believe that the company is not recruiting members of their party and that they are recruiting members of the NTC. I have with me here Mr. Gardner. He is the manager for Frontier Security Service, local security people who are providing security for Res Galvao, the contractors working on the Eastern Corridor, and he will run us through what actually happened this morning. Thank you very much for your time. You are live on Joy News. Now, you were here this morning. What actually happened? But first of all, can you kindly introduce yourself?
I'm Richard Gardner, the manager of Frontier Security in the Northern Region. This morning, a group of guys just about came to the main gate, preventing our guys. They wanted to enter inside. So we tried to stop them, but they override us because they were saying they want to go in to meet the management. Our security procedures is when you come to gate, we need to call before we allow you in.
Where they coming from? Earlier when we spoke, you said they were members of the New Patriotic.
They said they were members of the New Patriotic Party, and they want to go in to see them.
So when they went in, what happened?
We introduced them to Mr. Bakon, who is the who is in charge for social affairs, and he sent them to management. What they discussed in the office, actually, I don't know. Before they came out, they were angry, shouting all over, trying to halt operations at the main gate.
Now, your clients, the contractors, when the mob came in, when they came in, did that affected the operations of the company this morning?
Yes, so actually, the youth outside were trying to stop the operations. And secondly, because it creates a whole lot of panic, and secondly, operations stopped for some time.
How were you able to manage the situation? Did you call in the police?
Yeah, we had a police assistance, and secondly, to the BNI who was also around to calm the situation. Whilst my men also were also on the ground.
Hashmin, if we can, what is the security agencies? I mean, this is a private security organization. What are the police saying about the matter?
Well, the police themselves, after the time we arrived here, they have already left the scene. But what we gathered from the local people here, they came a combined team of police and military personnel, and they were able to disperse the irate youth and their vehicles. They were able to retrieve some of their equipment that the youth prevented from moving outside the company's corridor.
But have the executives of the party, the NPP in Yendi, been speaking to you about this matter? Have they said anything about it?
Well, for them, they are saying that opportunity is not being extended to their members, and they want opportunity to be extended to their members so that they can find them
jobs. I see. As of now, has the contractors been able to start work?
Well, I can see them. From where I am standing, I can see that some of their tipper trucks are now offloading some of the sea sand they went to collect. So I can say that they are now working.
Has any arrest been made? Of course, this is obviously unlawful to just barge into somebody's property.
No arrest has been made.
Thank you very much, Hashmin. We'll be following up this story with you much later in the day and for our subsequent bulletins to see what the police comes up with. Hashmin Mohammed, of course, is a correspondent from the northern region. We'll bring you more on that story in our subsequent bulletin. Away from that, let's come back to Accra, where it's been a day of drama in court as the long-awaited oral examination of businessman Alfred Agbeshi Woyome got underway today. The government is investigating how Mr. Woyome spent 51 million cedis illegally obtained as judgment debt from the state and to uncover potential sources of income for the businessman in order to recover the money for the state. In court today, the government's Deputy Attorney General Godfred Dame versus businessman Alfred Agbeshi Woyome was what went down. In between the oral examination, Mr. Woyome had to break to take his medication. Joining us, Joseph Akablay was in court for us, and that's more.
Dismissal was in order. It only shows that all these attempts by Mr. Woyome are just with a view to avoiding the judgment to the court. But clearly, the day of reckoning will come. We believe that surely time will catch up with him and we'll have no option but to pay up. Well, the 24th of July, the date court has fixed 24th of July for us to examine him. Yes, so he has no option but to appear on that date to be examined. Today he came to court with a medical excuse indicating that he was not well. I believe there is no attempt to dodge, but clearly he cannot dodge forever. We'll attach all the shares that he has in various companies. We'll also go after all the properties that he has, and ultimately the judgment will be satisfied.
So that was Deputy Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame 2 weeks ago when the court gave the green light for that oral examination to take place. Now, the over 2 hours oral examination had the courtroom packed to capacity, including a break that was crucial to enable the businessman Alfred Agbeshi Woyome take medication in between. The examination focused essentially on properties belonging to the businessman with regards to 2 companies as well as 2 different houses in different locations in the capital city. Now, Mr. Yeboah-Dame started by questioning the businessman on his occupation, to which he told the court that he was a businessman engaged in businesses. He went ahead to ask him to identify the nature of the business activity he has been engaged in. The businessman then told the court that since 2011 that he started having the legal tussle with the state, he had not been engaged in any gainful employment or any business activity, which has made it difficult for him to pay the debt due the state. He also explained that he has had to transfer some of his shares in order to raise the amount of money required to pay his legal fees. Now, the Deputy Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame tried to, punch some holes in that statement made by the businessman. He suggested to the court that 2 companies, AAW Management Consulting Services and Anata Holding Limited, he said these 2 companies are owned by the businessman and were incorporated after the 2011 data the businessman had said he had since not been operating. The businessman disagreed in the instance of Anata Holding that was incorporated in 2014. He insisted that that company, even though it was incorporated in 2014, was because of a law that was passed that required that the company be re-registered again, and that was what was done in that context. The other issue that came up has to do with his place of abode, and what was in contention was 2 residents, one that is located at Kokomimle, where the other being at Abelemkpe. The businessman admitted to owning the residence at Kokomimle, but that is located at Abelemkpe. He disagreed, telling the court that he does not own that property and that it's owned by his brother. The Deputy Attorney General applied to the court viva voce, requesting that the businessman be made to supply the said documents to the court. Justice Benin, who is sitting as the sole judge, ordered that a businessman supply details of the said property to the court by close of work on Friday, and also ordered that the court registrar issues a subpoena directing the Registrar of the Lands Commission to appear before the court to assist the court in that regard. A hearing of the substantive matter continues on October 2 and October 3 due to the legal vacation that is commencing on the 1st of August. But Deputy Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame is clear in his mind that so far they have made some progress.
Initially, he tried to indicate that he had not done any business at all since 2011, but ultimately that was proven to be untrue when evidence was produced to indicate that he had actually incorporated companies in 2016 and since 2011. So I think, yes, the state has actually made some progress, and it comes as quite a relief anyway. It's been long in coming, and so we're happy that we've got it started and the ball has been kicked rolling. So I think the 2 agenda dates given by the court will be sufficient for us to cover the issues, the broad array of issues I want to deal with. The issues I want to deal with are clearly to find out from him whether it is true that he doesn't have any means of satisfying a judgment debt. And no doubt, already we're making progress. He has companies. We believe that he has some assets. Today he disclosed to us one more asset, Akokomlemle, he admitted owning. There is also another asset at Ablempe that the court has ordered him to produce documents to show. So little by little, we're getting evidence on how the state will recover the money. We've had assets indicated by the court. We have more assets in our possession that will put to him that he owns, and he cannot but admit.
So the businessman will be in a dock once again on October 2 and on October 3 as questions will be fired at him once again with regards to the properties he owns. What is clear is that the state is asking him 3 main questions. The first has to do with the properties he owns. Second has to do with whether he has the means of offsetting a debt, with the third being how he spent the 51.2 million cedis paid him by the state. Reporting for Joy News, my name is Joseph Akable from the Supreme Court.
And Gifty Andopia is right here in the studio with all of the rest of the stories. Now, son of the late President John Mills is demanding investigations into the death of his father. In an interview shortly after the 5th anniversary of his father's death at the Asundre Park in Accra, the former President John Mahama what was at this program. Well, we can listen to Atta Mills' son as well as the other characters who were there, including former President Mahama and the former Vice President Kwesi Bekwai, Mr. Arthur. Beatrice Edu has the rest of the story.
To be torn apart by partisan differences. That was what Professor Mills tried to scale. And so even though I think that people feel vengeful, we must remember his characteristics and still try to live up to those values.
Today is a very sad day for me in the sense that I remember what happened 5 years ago. At that time, I was the Eastern Regional Minister. I was having a program in Koforidua. We had just broken off for lunch when I had a phone call. Somebody was saying the president had died, and I was like, is that a joke? So I went off the phone and called the secretary to the president, and he was weeping, and I knew it had happened. So I drove straight from Koforidua to the castle, then the seat of government, and other senior people were weeping, very sad that the president should die while he's on the throne as the head of state. So that's what happened 5 years ago, and 5 years on, his spirit still lives with us. He was such a noble and visionary leader, selfless, committed to seeing to the betterment of this country. He went on after the Better Ghana agenda, but as fate would have it, he didn't finish his first term and he passed on to glory.
And you were just talking about how you were just about having your lunch and then you had that news. When you finally confirmed through the phone calls you had, what went through your mind instantly?
Well, I knew the president wasn't too well, but I still thought he would see through his first term at least. This was in July, and 2012, he was going to go for elections in December. I was sad because I knew he meant so well for Ghana. I've spent time and time before he came into office as president with him alone, talking about his vision, determination. And he cared so much. And he used to say something, I care for you. He meant it. He was a father of this nation who cared not for himself, but for the people. But God knows best, so he took him away from us. What went through my mind was all the things we talked about at the time, what he wanted to do for this country, and he wasn't able to do it. When I got to Accra, of course, everybody was wailing everywhere, so it couldn't make sense, and we had to prepare to swear in the vice president as president immediately. So there was a lot of activity to and fro, and then we went to Parliament that evening and swore in the vice president as president. But as time went on, reflecting, I thought he should have lived longer to have done some of the great things that he had in mind, because I knew he was so selfless. Everybody knew that he was a very genuine father. That's what I remember.
You were saying that you think he should have lived longer. You think there was something that could have been done to make him live longer than he did?
No, he was unwell. I knew he was unwell. So I remember his last medical travel to the United States. When he returned and I saw him on TV, I was not very happy the way I saw him. He looked ill. So I got a call from him one day whilst I was on a program in the Eastern region that I should meet him on the highway, the Nsawam-Kumasi highway, because it was under construction. He wanted to come and inspect something there. So I suspended my program and zipped down to where we were supposed to meet. When I saw him in this car, I told the president, why are you here? Why don't you go and rest? You don't look well. He said, oh, I'm okay. I said, you don't. I know you so well. I was very sad. I mean, that was the only time I wept so much when he died. And a week later, we were commemorating a week, what is called 1 week or something. Yeah, they usually say 1 week. And we went to Koforidua, we were having it. Every region was supposed to do it. That's when I publicly wept. Because I knew so much about this man. Not everything we can put out.
Continues to revere and remember President Mills. And we are in link with the family. Of course, his brother did us the honors by winning back the KEEA seat for us. And so to that extent, yes, the party is still very much in sync with the family, yes.
What about moving on? Is there anything like a memorial or a foundation for the former president? Since, I mean, you speak so good of him, and not just you alone, other executives of the party.
Yes, there's the Atamils Institute. I happen to be the founder and the CEO of it. A few of us have come together, and we think that we must continue to keep the memory of Professor Mills very much alive. It's a strong legacy. The brand is a solid brand, and we dare not allow the brand to go waste. So yes, there's the institute. In fact, this event has been organized under the auspices of the institute.
When was it founded?
It was founded early this year, and so this event is under the auspices of the Tamils Institute. A few of us, a few friends, managed to get this place sorted out. We intend to do everything to keep the memory of Prof alive. He was a good man. I mean, teacher, statesman, politician, sportsman, a human being par excellence. Very good at heart. He mentored, he tutored, and I salute him.
And what is the focus of this institute?
Well, basically to keep Professor Mills in perspective in terms of his academic works, and also politics, because basically I'm a politician, so more of his politics, trying to redefine and reshape the political stratosphere, moving away from the politics of vindictiveness to the politics of inclusion and association, wanting us to be in one Ghana where we all have a common sense of purpose. Yes, let the politics be there, but let not the politics divide us. And I think that's what he sought to do and I think he achieved it by a large measure before he left.
Now, what about the maintenance of this place? When I came in earlier, I was told by one of the people decorating the place that you're thinking of creating a pond behind the tomb. What is the maintenance plan?
Actually, this place is under the care of the national security in our time and now. So national security actually has oversight, responsibility. But what we are doing here today is by the institute. We cleaned it up and we sorted it out for today's event. Yes, going forward, there's still a lot to be done. There's supposed to be a library complex, a little museum, and restrooms on the other side of the divide. And I think that going forward, that's what we need to complete to make it a complete memorial park.
There are many people who are speculating about this. It's not time. We are trying to make our party into a coherent, cohesive organization. That's all we are interested in. As for leadership, I don't know if there are any serious people who are politicking at this time, because I don't think it's time enough.
But are you considering it?
I'm not considering it, but the people have come to me, and I say that I'm thinking about it. You have to be very committed to be able to say that I'm ready to take all that. It takes a lot of work. I saw what Prof. Mills did. I saw him travel around this country, saw him meet people, I saw him prepare. We have to prepare a message. You have to prepare a program. You can't just want to be president because you want to be president. You want to be president because we want to deliver something to the country. Now, so I'm not there yet.
Okay, you're giving me two answers. You're not considering it.
I'm saying that to be able to do that,
yeah,
one has to prepare a program.
Yes, but I just quoted you there. You said you're not considering it, but people have come to you and you've told them you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So which of them should we take? That you're thinking about it and there's a possibility that 2020 we should see you?
I like the way you ask your questions. No, I'm not. As of now, I'm not in the race. But nobody knows what will happen in a year's time.
To consider in the near future, because now you're giving me a 50-50 answer. Should you decide, what will be your focus?
Should I decide? Yeah, it's a hypothetical question. I'm saying to you that everybody who offers himself for national office, herself for national office, should come with some experience. It is and should be able, like Prof. Mills, to call on people who have other skills that you don't have.
Former Vice President Kwesi Bekwai, Mr. Arthur, who was also at the memorial today, and with his thought, of course, Beach is trying to get him to speak to whether or not 2020 will see him somewhere around the ballot. Anyway, we can hear now the son of former President John Evans Atta Mills speaking about the fact that the family has yet to lay hold on the autopsy report of his dead father.
So the family had seen the report, speaking of the 5-year
Apologies for that problem there. We'll bring you that sound in a bit. Right now, though, Gary L. Smith is standing by with sports on the pulse. Please stay.